girl swims like a fish. Have some shapely barracuda. Like to borrow a fin from her. Hello, this is Magoo.
Mr. Magoo, this is your neighbor, Mrs. Menifee. Our babysitter can't make it tonight, and we need someone to take care of Homer.
Oh, delighted, Mrs. Menifee. I'll be right over. You think I won't go right over? Oh, that's my specialty. Babysitting, the Magoo system. It's infallible. Oh, hello. Drat it, I tell you, we've been cut off. Disconnected. Hello. 78 nickels I put in that phone, and all I can get is incoming calls. Oh, away we go.
Street is watching.
want you waking up to anything that I'm telling you. What I am telling you is forbidden. This is why my head is wanted on a silver platter, because I'm not supposed to be talking to you about this stuff. But the thing is, 666 is the beast. But the question was, and the question that nobody ever bothered to ask was, who the hell is the beast? Okay? The beast is the man. You, me, the next door neighbor. That is the beast. And the beast is the slave, henceforth the consumer slave. Another concept, like I said before, flesh and bone versus wood and stone. Another concept to keep in the back of your mind. There are two kinds of people in the world. And you need to decide what side of the playing field you're on. And those two kinds of people are consumer slave or master investor. All right, this relates to the symbolism here. I use the term master investor. It comes straight out of the real estate arena and economics, but it can be used as a metaphor for anything. You could be a master investor at anything. Spirituality, economics, history, religion, ufology, it doesn't matter what you want to relate it to. The point is that the number 666 is man, as the beast, the consumer slave. 777 in between represents transcendence, the trials of life. That path that you go on to stop thinking like a consumer slave and move into the mentality of a master investor. Which of course leads you to 888, infinity, godhood. This is what the number 8 represents, infinity in the first place. It is the symbol for infinity. Also known as Jumachu or Jumachi. It is a state of completion, and that's why I use the term master investor, because once you get out of the rut of thinking like a consumer slave or being in the rat race, you start thinking like a master investor, you get on the fast track, and that fast track could be anything. It could be money, it could be knowledge, okay? It could be traveling, it could be visionary, philosopher, okay? Someone like me going on the warpath. From that level of understanding, you get into the area of philosophy and free association, which would be exploration, utilization, and revelation. This is circular thought, because every time you get to the level of revelation, you're back to more questions again and you're re-exploring. This is also known as the power of creation for artists and gods, okay? From exploration and utilization and revelation, you get into, now of course, the symbolism of the lecture itself. History, health, and wealth, all right? Now, there's always going to be adversarial linchpins to understanding why these symbolisms exist at all in this layered understanding. Those linchpins, things that you would have to knock down like a domino effect in order to get to the truth. For history, it would be Repto-Syrian fascism. I'll explain that term. Extraterrestrial intervention and Freemasonry. For health and wellness, it would be an invasion of the body, mind, and spirit, which is also known as the Temple of Solomon. Okay? And this, of course, leads right to the abduction phenomena, which is a rape and molestation of the Temple of Solomon, your body. Polluting the body, pharmaceutical multinationals, poisoning the gene pool and the bloodstream of the family of man. People of color and hue, okay? Keeping the beast asleep. Remember, we're all brainwashed with the idea that the beast is some exterior entity or prince of darkness, okay? Beast is within the self, and that's the thing you need to conquer, because that'll always be your worst enemy, the reflection you see in the mirror. In terms of health and wellness, body, mind, and spirit, abduction phenomena, the cancer industry. When I talk about the health issues, the ultimate linchpin is to topple and destroy the cancer industry. I don't care what disease you have. Could be anything from AIDS to Alzheimer's, diabetes, arthritis, Hodgkin's disease, I don't care, Ebola. The first and most important thing to kill off is the cancer industry. Because once you crack that baby wide open, everything else falls into place, okay? This is the biggest money-making, multi-billion-dollar gambit, okay? And there are very effective, healthy, alternative ways of permanently destroying cancer in your own body without hacking off limbs and ripping out lungs and turning the body into a chunk of meat that isn't even worth keeping alive anyway. At that point, you might as well just put a gun to your head and pull the trigger. As far as wealth and money, the linchpins, of course, now, real estate investing, which is a good thing. I'm not painting it as a bad thing, but it's where all the power and knowledge is, okay? And then we get into, bad stuff. Economic slavery, Internal Revenue Service, which is the ultimate linchpin there, the domino effect, just like the cancer industry. Remember, the IRS is an external corporate entity hired by the United States government. So you're being controlled by an external corporation, which of course goes with the flow of Repto-Syrian fascism and Freemasonry anyway. Okay. The rest of it is broken down into the sections of the lecture itself: history, health, and wealth, plus other additional sections towards the back: linguistics, the dating game. I've started that section to put in key dates that you guys should remember. I put words in the linguistics section to remind you of the things we'll be talking about today so that you don't forget. Okay? And these areas are always being updated. Alright? Now, what I want to start off with is I'm going to write things on the board on two sides. I'm going to try and do it that way. And we'll be talking about terminology, where words come from, words we take advantage of, take for granted every day: angel, demon, shadow, God, stuff like that, where they actually come from. And you'd be surprised to realize that most of the words that you take for granted every day in that particular sense all came from an extraterrestrial source, an extraterrestrial dialect, okay? But aside from that, what I'll do is kind of like split things into two on either side of the board. This side will be symbolisms relating to the Moorish legacy. This side will be symbolisms relating to the Masonic agenda. Okay? In fact, I will do that right now. Moorish legacy and Masonic agenda. I have to tell you guys, I'm in my glory tonight. I actually have a board to draw on Masonic. I never get that. I have to always wing these things from the hip, and hope I get it right. Which is another reason why I have the syllabus, because it serves as a traveling chalkboard. Okay. So how did all this stuff start? Well, in terms of the cosmology of it all and how it got to the point, the concept being flesh and bone versus wood and stone, or in terms of the Moorish legacy, the lamp of illumination versus the iron hand of oppression. Okay? Lamp of illumination versus iron hand of oppression. Flesh and bone, wood and stone. Okay? Some time ago, which is an understatement, you guys will realize I'm horrible with dates. Do not ask me to date something. You'll have to figure that out yourself. I like chronology, but I do not like dating, because our dating system sucks anyway. And when we try to date things, this is when we get into screaming matches because someone's dating system wasn't correct in the first place. So how the hell can you place dates on something? I can use a vagary of like 500,000 years ago to 76 billion years ago. But, who can relate to that? And if you can't relate to it, then why the hell bother asking? Okay? I'm lucky if I can remember 10 years ago, all right? But the situation was this. There was a kingdom called the Aryans, okay? And the kings, spelled like this, Aryans, okay? Aryan, singular. The kings wanted to expand the empire, okay? Now you're going to use, I have to, in terms of linguistics right off the bat, okay? I'm going to tell you two terms that come from this. Can you guys see one already? Aryan, okay. That one will go down here. Aryan, as in Aryan super race. And you're going to notice that there's always, with these bastards, there's always a favoritism towards the pale skin, okay? All right? Aryan. And up here, Orion. This is where the term Orion comes from. I had to bring that up now because I'm going to use the phrase Orion Empire. And you needed to know that I'm really talking about the Aryan Empire, okay? This is where scientists get the word Orion, constellation, which doesn't come from science. It comes from Native Americans and Native Africans, okay? All right? Just look into the Dogon tribe, all right? So science does not get this stuff by itself. It goes to people of color and hue and then claims it as its own, all right? The Orion Empire, which is already big enough, wanted to expand its borders some more. So they start pushing outward, and the kings are happy with how far it goes, okay? And after a while, after a while, they're pretty happy with what they've done, okay? But the thing was, along the way, they started teaching it to the women, the queens, okay? Now, the queens, got to remember, we're talking about the female side of the species. In any case, the queens got a taste for this, okay? And it turned out they really liked doing this whole expanding the empire, running the operation type thing. And they realized they could do it even better than the kings, because the kings got, they figured, oh, we have enough, who cares? The queens got hungry and wanted to go further and further, okay? This is interesting in terms of, once again, the corporate structure. Keep it in the back of your mind. You'll notice in corporate America, there's this one white chairman, CEO at the top, and the people looking through the glass ceiling are a whole bunch of female VPs surrounding him. And the reason he surrounds himself with female VPs is because the women will work twice as hard as the male VPs to accomplish what the head honcho white CEO wants. And they'll keep looking through the glass ceiling because he keeps promising them things that'll never come true. This is repeated over and over again in the Masonic structure of lodges, where you have the white Freemason and the female Masons thinking they're equal. If you go to any country club, how is it split up? The men go upstairs, the women go downstairs, okay? That country club split, I know this for a fact because I was a waiter at one of these ritzy country clubs on the North Shore of Long Island. I saw this for myself. This was during the 90s. I'm like, this is, we're approaching the 21st century, and these country clubs are still segregated like this because the country club mentality is the Masonic mentality, all right? This is why all the country clubs are all Christian, in some cases Jewish, okay? Christian and Jewish country clubs, all right? You don't see any black country clubs like that or Native American country clubs. In fact, if it was Native American, the women would be on top because they're held in high regard and they're the ones that make all the rules and the decisions. So it's only in white America that you see this ass backwards function where women are forcibly subjugated onto their knees, all right? So in any case, the women got a taste for this and they decided to take over the operation. The kings were like, all right, go ahead, do it. They were happy with what they had. They didn't care. So the queens take over. Now these was an elite group of queens who really got into this, and they were called the Sata queens. Now, can you see what's going to come out of that already? Okay, think about it. There's two things that come out of this. Being that they were such wretched bastards to begin with, you've got an ancient reference that comes out in the Jewish Torah called Satan, okay? Alright? And of course, Nazi Germany had a very close affinity with the Anunnaki who served these guys. So from here, you get the Schutzstaffel, SS. Alright? So, keep in mind, the things I've learned over the last 16 years or so makes it very difficult for me to look at the Nazi Party in black and white anymore. There are a lot of fantastic, awesome things they were trying to do, but absolute power corrupts absolutely, and it went the wrong way. It was done that way and sabotaged on purpose. All right? To their credit, the Nazis hated the Masons with a vengeance and wanted to hunt them all down. You don't do that to upper management, okay? Masons are upper management, okay? The The Masons are upper management. The Nazis were middle management trying to become the new upper management.